Whoa! Robert Heffernan, Mangia.tv, streaming live on Twitch, streaming live at Mangia.tv. You know, my good friend TF, or FT, TF, FT reached out to me today with a little jingle to add to maybe a segment that he's going to do. I don't know. It could happen. I don't know what his actual chord progression was in the jingle, but I'm telling you, man, he's striping it. And the kid stripes it in the kitchen, too. All right? That's for sure. Cooking Vamp 103, Fishy. All right? And before we get to Fishy, you'll notice I still got the knit hat on. All right? The knit hat. And that's because I'm not going to stop wearing it until it stops snowing. All right, and it's nearly June, and the flurries are still flying twice this week here. Not only that, but Mount Bachelor announced today that they have so much snow, they're going to open July 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And you get to go ride to the summit and ski on the 4th of July at Mount Bachelor in Bend, Oregon, and I cannot wait to do it. I tell you what, I'm going to do it. That's what I'm going to do. So we could, we could ski, fish, golf, everything on the 4th of July here in Central Oregon. We could do it the trifecta. All right. Before I get into 103, remember, all right, you can help out Cellar Angels by buying wine, and you can help out Mangia TV, or Mangia TV can help you out by using Mangia wine on the checkout, and they're going to take care of the shipping. I said last week they're going to ship the wine. They're not shipping the wine until you pay for the wine. All right, but then they're taking care of the shipping, one bottle to a case at Cellar Angels. Sip, save, and give. Please visit cellarangels.com. And guess what they did? They started a wine club. All right, so you are not only going to be able to get the best wine, small boutique wineries in Napa and Sonoma delivered to you, but you don't even have to go through the process of trying to figure out which wines you should get, because they're just going to send you great wines. All right, that's all they'll do, is send you great wines in their wine club. So check it out. All right. Now on to Fishy. First of all, the first thing I want to say about Fishy is if you ever find your way to the Emerald Isle, if you ever go to Ireland, first of all, you have to go to Kinsale. All right. Kinsale's in the southern coast, and then you have to go to this restaurant called Fishy. It is fantastic. Now, it's a lot easier for a fish restaurant to be fantastic when they're 4 blocks away from the harbor, all right? And these guys are 3 or 4 blocks, everything's 3 or 4 blocks away from the harbor in Kinsale. And unbelievable fish at Fishy. That's not a huge fish tail, I'm telling you there. I've actually been there, I've eaten there. It was so good. When you're on vacation someplace, you don't normally eat at the same place twice because there's a lot to see. You're in Ireland for the first time. I ate there twice. That's how good it is. I'd have gone back a third time too if I had the time, but I didn't. All right, I think 2 years ago, and then I reaffirmed it this year. Instead of having a New Year's resolution or resolutions that nobody keeps, we're going to do a New Year's revolution. And the revolution would be just try to do things that you want to do more of, all right? And I said one of those things was fishing, and I haven't been very revolutionary in how much fishing I've been doing. But I decided to do Fishy tonight because tomorrow, right, I'm driving up to Warm Springs and getting in a drift boat and drifting the Deschutes River and hunting not wabbits, but the wily trout, the wild trout of Central Oregon. And we're going to float from Warm Springs down to Fish Creek or some sort of thing like that. I think that's what I was told. I'm not really good at listening or following directions, but to the best of my knowledge, that's what the trip is tomorrow. I can't wait to go do it, all right? And you may ask, why fish at all? I mean, you go to Costco, they got fish. There's a fish market. Why fish? I mean, somebody else can do it for you. And I got 4 reasons why you should fish, all right? Number 1 is big nature, all right? If you get to go fishing, especially in big nature, and most fishing places are big nature type environments, all right? It changes your brain. The science has proved this now, that when you go spend time in big nature, it changes your brain, all right? So how is it not going to change my brain to float down the Deschutes River through those canyons from Warm Springs to Fish Creek, stopping? I'm working it out, you know. I'm not great with it, but I can definitely throw the fly. I hope it's not super windy because that's definitely going to affect my effectiveness. Affect. We need an English teacher for that one. All right, so big nature, man. Get out there in big nature and go fishing, you know. It will change your brain for the better. Number 2, you get to reconnect with friends and family, right? And you for sure always are going to make a new friend or two along the way. And that's what I get to do tomorrow. Number 3, and very important here on why you should fish, is because you get to add to your repertoire of big fish stories. I mean, it was huge, this fish I had. Not only the one that got away stories, all right? You get to just, you know, you get to build on those fish stories. And I know more than a few of my own that are great, all right? And other people's stories that, you know, I hear a great fish story, I might be inclined to take it over as my own, and then several years later get caught and be like, dude, that wasn't even you. No, I know it wasn't me, but it was a good story. All right, I like a good story, especially a good fishing story, a tall fishing tale, if you know what I mean. Now let me clarify something, and this is an important clarification. There's fishing and there's catching, all right? And the enjoyment does not necessarily, although it can be, depend on the catching. All right? My late father-in-law, Ted, would say, and you thought it was about catching fish. No. The whole fishing side of it, the fishing side is where it's at. The catching is like the cherry on the top. All right? So just being out in big nature, enjoying people's company, and, you know, on the hunt for them fish. What's underneath there too? I mean, there is that thing in fishing, like what the heck is down there? You know, there's always that aspect of fishing. What is down there? What do I got on? It's a log, dude. You got a log, all right? It's not a fish, it's a log. Oh my God, it's a sturgeon. It's not a log. I mean, you know, you get stuff like that goes on. And then the 4th thing of why you should fish is because, you know, if you do some catching, you get to enjoy a shore lunch. All right, how great is that? Or shore lunch, or that fish prepared for dinner with loving care by your friends and family, or friends or strangers. You know, just come along a shore lunch and ask if you can partake, for all sake. All right, now behind me you'll see the Fish Mojo. And sometimes what I like to do is add the Fish Mojo and a little Deschutes Summer Twilight Ale as the marinade, all right? You can't go wrong with that. A little plug for Fish Mojo, a little plug for Deschutes Brewery, although it's great to drink. It's great as a marinade too, you know? Okay, moving right along here on Fishy. So there's 4 great reasons why you should be out there doing more fishing, and I can't wait to get to it tomorrow. Secondly, why eat fish, all right? Why eat fish? I got 2 top answers for this. Why eat? First of all, it's insanely healthy. Like wild-caught Alaskan salmon, better than the farm-raised stuff. We prefer wild-caught at the Mangia TV studios. So, I mean, fish. Add more fish, you're going to be healthier. Fish and vegetables. One of the blue zones, one of the healthiest populations on the planet, Loma Linda, California, home to many Seventh-day Adventists, and they are mostly vegetarian, but they do eat salmon. All right. Super good for you. All right, and the other reason why you should eat more fish, it's so easy. And so many people have the block about, oh my God, it's fish. I'm going to screw it up. Fish is so easy to cook. It is so much easier to cook than most anything else that once you do it a couple of times, you know, and to highlight this, I'm going to let Steve show you how you do, and this was back east, so this was wild-caught Atlantic cod, all right? But look how easy this is.
Fresh fish right in the rough. Don't be worried about using too much. You want a nice crust on there, ready to go. Should hear a little sizzle, a little bubble. I usually let it sit for about 15 seconds. A little make sure it's good, and let it sit here. So we're ready to flip this now.
Hold on, let me get it. Commando.
Once again, nice flip, nice and quick, easy.
Oh, look at
nice
that.
Blackened. Nice hot pan, still a hot pan, but it's ready to go. I haven't moved the pan other than that one time after 15 seconds. The oil's still nice and clean.
Right.
That way all that Cajun, all that nice flavor is sealed into there. Nice crust on it.
I mean, a video really is worth 1,000 or 2 words, right? I mean, super easy to do. And I want to point a few things out, all right? You know how you got the guy in the neighborhood, or you know, you get the grills out or whatever, and he's like ADD on the grill, man, just flipping stuff. It barely gets a sizzle on it, and he's already flipping, turning, flipping, moving stuff around for no reason at all. You saw Steve there with the fillet in once, sizzle, a little shake, leave it alone. Stand back, back off, back away from the stove, leave it alone. That was about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. One flip, again, stand back, leave it alone, let it go. All right. How easy is that? All right. I mean, the people that they make mistakes with fish is they get too involved with it. All right. It's a light, scaly, the fish. It'll fall apart, man. It will fall apart, and it's a disaster if you're too hands-on with the fish. You got to, first of all, make sure there's a ton of rub on it, just like he did. You saw that, a ton of rub, right? And a hot skillet, man. You need a hot skillet or a hot grill. All right, you want to mark them, move them over on the grill, or let them sear in that pan. Flip it once. Flip it once. You can't be flipping it 4 times. It's going to fall apart. It's a disaster, all right? And it's just easy. It's easy and it's fast. Easy and fast and healthy. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't we be eating more fish? All right, so another couple of tips here too on this deal. Lots of times, the freshest fish that you're going to find is wild caught and flash frozen right on the boat. So you really got to make sure that that fish is completely thawed, all right, and dry it with a paper towel, all right, dry it. You want to completely let it thaw and dry it. And then, of course, rub-a-dub-dub, man. Get some rub on that thing. And it's so easy and fast, I'm adding it to the Chuck Wagon menu. You stop by Sisters, Oregon this summer, you're going to see some fish. I'm going to do it on the flat top, and I can't wait to show some people my fish skills, all right, and not fishing skills. I'm going to try to show people that tomorrow. You know, it's crazy too how serendipity works, because I had been thinking about this, and you know I've been talking about supporting local and regional, and on Mother's Day, who shows up on the food cart lot but a commercial fisherman and his wife out of Newport, Oregon. Exchange contact information, and I can't wait to start selling their fish on the Mangia Tuscan Chuck Wagon. Speaking of local, there has not been an update to the Mangia 300 food goal, but I do have news. We will be vamping again next Tuesday live from Agricultural Connections in Bend, Oregon. This is their logo, Agricultural Connections. They get all their produce from local farms in on Tuesday evening, and then they have local delivery boxes for people getting their weekly supply of fresh, local, mostly organic fruits and vegetables. And I cannot wait to hang out with Liz and Mangia and talk about what's going on, what's coming off of the fields, and helping me get me to that 300 goal. And these are their availability lists, and you can see, what do I need? I'm at 165. I need 135. I just did math. And they're going to get me well almost there. I mean, they got tons and tons of stuff here. You know, they got how many kinds of, they got 5 kinds of cucumbers. How about dandelion greens? They got that going. They got 4 kinds of chard, 3 kinds of chard. They got chicory. Hold on, there's something else here that I saw that was fava bean greens. Never even heard of it, right? They got everything. Everything is going to come off the fields and get me to 300 foods with the help of the good folks at Agricultural Connections. Tune in next Tuesday, and we're going to hang out there and see what's coming off the fields in Central Oregon. All right? In 2 weeks, I'm going to have Joe on from Crowd Cow. If you've never heard of Crowd Cow, this is an amazing company that is hooking up buyers with local, sustainable beef raising. And, you know, it's not this feedlot, it's not this mass-produced beef. And what happens is it's a crowd-sourced way of selling beef. So they don't butcher a cow until that whole cow is sold from their Crowd Cow campaign. A fantastic idea. These guys are just awesome dudes. Really see the same thing that we see at Mangia TV, that the way you change the metric is to engage the public and let their dollars move the needle. And that's what's going to happen. All right? So, we will see you next Tuesday at Agricultural Connections. And then in 2 weeks, it'll be back on Monday for my interview of Joe at Crowd Cow. Other than that, do yourself a favor and cook somebody a meal, would you? All right? And support your local farmer, for God's sakes, all right? Local agriculture is where it's where the needle is moving, and it's where we're going to change things. You guys have a great week. Cheers, and we'll see you next Tuesday for Cooking Vamp 104.
Come into my kitchen, babe, I'm gonna fix you something to eat, I'm gonna mix it up with passion, gonna throw a pinch of something sweet, sweet. So lay your troubles down by the door.